Hello, people. Welcome to the Fantasy Fair. The what is it? Oh, that is right. The most. Oh,
we have our first confirmed case of COVID-19 on Fantasy Fair right here, live on.
Okay, let's start that again.
Damn, we're off to a great start, aren't we?
Off to a wonderful start. Okay. Hello, people. Welcome to the Fantasy Fair. The what is it? Oh, that is right. The most magical podcast on earth. Joining me, I have, as always, Alexis Moreno. How are you, Alexis?
I'm good.
And also on the other corner, we have Alexis Soto. How are you doing, Alexis?
It's a wonderful, beautiful day, Kyle. There's children
in the neighborhood
playing outside. Yeah,
holding
honestly,
hands and skipping stones.
It'd be a pretty great day if it weren't for the fact that, of course, there's a pandemic going on. But other than that, things are pretty good, aren't they?
Speak of the devil, how are you guys holding up under this quarantine?
How are you holding up?
I don't know what you mean.
I think we've gotten it easy. Moreno and I have basically just been like hunkered down and like binging Disney crap and recording Disney crap on this show, which you'll hear later on. Or earlier. I don't know when this is going to go up. I don't know anymore. The timeline is so confusing. But Kyle's the one that's actually...
What are days?
I don't know. But Kyle, you're the one that's actually been working like every single day, it seems. So
I am an essential employee, it turns out.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have that going on. So we're getting to things that we never get to on a normal basis because we have a lot of time. Some more than others. Alexis and Alexis.
Did you just forget one of our names? It's the same name.
No, I just realized that because I refer to Moreno as Moreno. That way we could differentiate between the two Alexises.
I think people know that by now.
But then I was like Alexis and Alexis, in fear of sounding redundant. But they went ahead, the Alexises went ahead and they recorded audio commentaries for Monsters University, and also they did one for The Little Mermaid, so check those out. We had such
a great, I want to just comment on that. I had a great time, and I'm sure Moreno did as well, recording that, and I can't decide which one I preferred. Like, there were really great conversations, not just on the movies, but also you get to, I think, know us a little more personally if you listen to those conversations. They should be up on the feed right now.
Disgusting. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
It sounds like you guys had a blast. I wish I was there, but being an essential employee, I wish I was there with you guys. I wish I could be doing nothing but recording with you guys and doing all that wonderful BS, but life doesn't work that way. So, but well, we're going to be doing a Disney songs list.
Another list?
Another list.
Can you believe it? What luck.
What incarnation is this?
Gee Willikers.
Gee Willikers malarkey.
Oh no, he's a John Lasseter now. Did you see the news?
Oh, okay. So the Disney songs list. We are gonna list our top 20 favorite Disney songs. And some of us have honorable mentions, some more than others. So we're going to get into that, and we're just going to dive into pretty much the entirety of the Disney songs library, pretty much. And we're going to get into all that, because what is Disney without its music and its songs and everything like that? And I think that the music is such a key part of Disney that it's like kind of integral as the movies themselves. So without further ado, let's get into our Disney songs list, and we're going to list everything. The rules are they have to have words, they have to have lyrics, so scores and everything, orchestrals, are not part of the itinerary. We also it has to be from either a Disney movie or a Disney park with words in it. So it could be anything from "It's a Small World" to "Be Our Guest." It could be anything from that. So going first is Alexis Soto. So Alexis Soto, take it away. And on the occasion, we'll have like comments here and there going in, as per usual with these kind of episodes. So Alexis Soto, the floor is yours, my mate.
Well, some people are going to be having much longer lists than others, and of course, as a reminder, that is perfectly okay. I don't have that many to name off, only because I feel like I think the best ones to me are pretty clear, and so I have I think I have like 4 honorable mentions, and of course, there just comes down to a matter of personal preference, as all of these things usually do. But yeah, I sat down and I came up with like a list of songs that I thought, well, these are pretty much the main ones and the ones that I feel mean most to me, and then also simultaneously are on any kind. I'm sure most of these, if not all of them, are going to be mentioned on your lists in one way or the other. So it's pretty mainstream. I wouldn't expect too many deep cuts, although that's where Moreno and Kyle will come in. So there's that. So my honorable mention begins with...
What kind of Disney fan art? No, I'm kidding.
Lazy. I'll just be real. I mean, there's just too many. I could name all of them. We could talk about all of them, but then we'd be here all year.
You know what? Let's scratch that. We're not doing a lists episode anymore. We're just... No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it doesn't matter how you consume Disney. It all matters is a shared love and passion for these kind of things. So, Alexis Soto, take it away, my mate.
The first honorable mention is just serendipitous because I saw this last night, rewatched it last night, and the more that I think about it, the more it's I don't know. I just personally do connect with the lyric of this song, and that is, and one of the ones, I don't know what it is about Randy Newman songs that Kyle just hilariously like seems to just hijack and make it into a weird thing. But this is one of those Randy Newman. He doesn't sing this one, but you can definitely tell Newman's influence. Dig a little deeper from The Princess and the Frog, which, he's laughing because it's definitely one of those songs that, it's like Mama Odie. Dig a little deeper. And everything. It's just a catchy tune. I think, honestly, an underrated catchy tune. Maybe even the song of the film more so than Almost There. Because it is essentially the main story of that film. The main message of that film, anyway, is encapsulated in this song. And it's pretty universal in all of us having to dig deeper within ourselves to really find out what we need rather than what we just want. It's also an amazing song with these characters, Mama Odie. Yeah, and I think this is the song that Tiana sings in the Mickey and the Magical Map show in Disneyland. Not Almost There, I think. Right?
It's weird, but
not necessarily, because she has a part in this song. She does sing it, but it's like
the entire length of a song.
Yeah, but it is the song of the film, though. It is essentially her story here, and the message of that song. And one of the main lyrics, "Money ain't got no soul, money ain't got no heart." Again, it's weird how Disney has a lot of what would be
anti-capitalist
messages in most of their films when, they're kind of the evil empire. But, good stuff happens now and then. But yeah, love this song. Any thoughts on this?
Love this song.
Yeah.
Love this whole, soundtrack is amazing.
Randy Newman is we take him for granted, I feel, but he really, this, I think, maybe one of his most underappreciated soundtracks, which I think goes in line with the movie, which is, in general, I feel underappreciated.
Okay, the vibe from this film is unparalleled. I mean, with Dig a Little Deeper, it's just downright funky. You know, the way... and I say that in the best of ways. It is a very funky song. This whole thing, like, I love the jazzy vibe with different elements of the composition. Randy Newman is, I think, a great lyricist in the way that he delegates words and positions them in different places. And Dig a Little Deeper is definitely like, it don't matter what you look like kind of thing. And I think that's where Dig a Little Deeper really has its like soul and everything. So
exactly. So that's it. My other honorable mention, I have 4. So my other one is Friend Like Me from Aladdin.
Okay.
This is just, I mean, a bona fide classic in the sense, like, more often than not, I think why this one kind of just like calls to me is, I don't know, and especially in recent years when I've gone to Disney, the orchestral version of A Friend Like Me is one of the most, if not the most, single piece of music that I hear being played whenever I'm around Disney parks. And I mean, especially after Robin Williams died, right? There was a resurgence in that movie and that character in terms of like its place. But still, Aladdin is just one of those movies that never lost, I feel, its higher tier status. It's just a fan favorite. And this is like, I mean, pure Robin Williams, pure Genie.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like unlike anything else. Like this really is like Robin Williams going on a tangent, although perfectly captured in this sense. And it's just, it's one of those songs that you can hear all day long, right? And never get bored of it.
It's very interesting going into like the history of this song in general, because like Robin Williams is the last, like, I guess, artist Howard Ashman worked with, because he worked really intimately with this song in particular, and it is kind of like the last hurrah that Howard Ashman gave. And
Kyle, can you clarify real quick, because you seem to be more aware about this than I am, because Howard Ashman unfortunately passed away long before Aladdin was finished, realized, and there were many of his songs that were cut. Of the songs that were in the final version of the movie, which ones did Ashman co-write and which ones did Tim Rice, who was brought on after Ashman passed away? Like, I can't tell which ones are his.
An unofficial song, but nevertheless it was
but I mean, I know we'll bring that one up, but what's the final version though? What were any of his songs like involved?
Okay. Prince Ali is Tim Rice's baby. Howard Ashman is Friend Like Me, and what's the Arabian Nights? Those are his.
Those are the
babies.
ones that made it to the final movie.
Alan Menken, that's all the majority of Prince Ali and A Whole New World. Those are primarily his songs. But Friend Like Me, he always had that in the back, because if you remember your Disney history, you know that the first person that they were trying to gun for this movie was Robin Williams, and Friend Like Me was written with Robin Williams in mind. So I think that illustrates like what level of detail like that song went through. And with that being said, it does excel itself into like being one of the greats, just because of that deep, rich history that this song alone has. You know, especially in Disney history.
Yeah, no question.
Okay, Moreno.
I like this song. I don't know. I'm like I love Aladdin and stuff, but it's like not one of my favorites. There's another one, which I'll mention later, that I like.
Which is obviously...
But this one is, like, really good.
Yeah. Okay. This one I'm sure you'll like. It's Under the Sea. From The Little Mermaid. Easily, similarly, I should say, to A Friend Like Me. This one, I think is right up there with in terms of just how endlessly catchy this is. And once you get it stuck in your head, you seem to be getting it stuck basically all day long. With the calypso inspired instrumentation of it. But in many, like, it's crazy to think about how many people, I mean, I don't know. I feel like Part of Your World, most people would consider to be the best song of the movie, and yet Under the Sea was the one that won the Oscar for Best Original Song.
Again, it's like, it's bullshit because, like...
But it's still a great song. I'm not mad at Under the Sea winning, though, because it is a great song. Yeah.
I know, it is a good song. But, like, we look at, like, the Oscar history and...
oh, God. If we did a whole Fantasy Fair episode on the number of times the Oscars have pissed both of you off in terms of their Disney... movies in which they award and they don't award, that would be that would literally be a whole episode, because these two have a lot of gripes. It seems like with the Academy.
Well, I wasn't gonna pinpoint like something of Disney, but it's like an example of picking like the lesser of like two songs. It's when they did La La Land in 2016, and instead of City of Stars, I think, and a lot of people do believe that the audition song...
Of course you'd bring up Moana, right? Because that's like the film that... Oh my God.
I didn't bring up the name. You're putting words in my mouth.
But that's what you're referring to.
I'm referencing that...
I see. Okay, sorry.
Instead of City of Stars, that should have won, of that movie... It should have been the audition song.
In fairness, though, I agree. And in that instance, Audition and City of Stars were both nominated. But there are a lot of times where the film doesn't submit all of their songs, and or the Academy doesn't acquiesce to those nominations. For example, A Star Is Born, I don't think got nearly as many nominations for Best Song. And then also with Frozen 2, Into the Unknown was the official song of the movie, and that was the official submission. But Show Yourself, of course, was just not submitted to it, which it should have, won. And would have won, but it wasn't even nominated because it wasn't submitted. Unlike in this situation, where both Under the Sea, Part of Your World, and probably even more of those songs were officially submitted for consideration. So it's weird how inconsistent it is depending on movie per movie.
Can you imagine being the film that, like, I'm writing an original song, in 1989, what could, and then all of a sudden the Little Mermaid hits you like a freaking atom bomb. I think that, I mean, it's hard to compete, right?
Well, look, Under the Sea, meant Little Mermaid won an Oscar, which was like, on top of the movie being a box office hit, winning an Oscar was like a lightning rod for the studio. And so I don't get mad at this one, and I know that it's this seems to be similarly to like Friend Like Me in Aladdin. This is the song that I hear most from this movie played all throughout the parks and in shows, or I think at Disneyland Forever also had a sequence where the choral would come up on the Main Street buildings, and there'd be bubbles projecting all over the place. So, Under the Sea. That's my pick. Okay. Any other comments?
The seaweed is always greener.
Gosh. The last honorable mention on this list is, I think, I'm not going to waste too much time because I'm sure others will just like talk about it. It's Yo-Ho, A Pirate's Life for Me, the song from the classic attraction Pirates of the Caribbean. You can play that in my room like I just did, and it's just like it just takes you there. And it's a Disney classic.
Yes.
There's just nothing else to say about that right now. It is what it is.
It's not. It's almost synonymous with like Disneyland.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we have whole playlists on just Disney parks music, but this is like the cream of the crop because it happens to come from like what many would consider, and as our lists revealed from Kyle and I, the best attraction on Disney property. So those are the honorable mentions. So the official top 10,
and that's the rum.
Yeah, and I'm glad I also rewatched this pretty recently as well, just to solidify the version well, not the version, but like why this song should be on here, and that is Reflection from Mulan. Specifically though, yeah.
Are we getting into your main list?
Yes, this is number 10. The official number 10 is Reflection from Mulan. I know we're not really like talking about versions, but the one that I'm partial to is the Christina Aguilera version. Of course, Lea Salonga is also good as well. But this is, I think, one of those rare.
Can I add?
Yes,
it's Spanish.
In Spanish? Oh, she's singing in Spanish?
Yeah, she's singing in Spanish. That's the one that I like most go to because that's how I watched it when I was little.
Really?
Yeah.
I should hear that version. I've just never come across it. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
This is, I feel, one of the rare songs where I think it just transcends the subject matter of the film or the characters. I mean, if you just take this song away from this movie, you wouldn't know it was from a movie, I guess you could say, because just the lyric of it, I feel, is some of the most powerful lyric any song could ever have. And, you know, it's just a song that, you know, it's about wanting to be seen and accepted, but you just know that you can't with the situation that is your family. You don't want to break your family's heart and everything. To me, it's really one of the more heartbreaking songs in Disney's history.
Also, I like the imagery in the lyrics when she says, you know, if I wear a mask, I could fool the world, but I cannot fool my heart, kind of thing.
You see how deep that lyric is? Like,
yeah,
it's good shit. It's really good shit.
Yeah, and not that. And again, this is, I feel like this one is a mainstream one, but like I feel maybe this is not as talked about as often as it should. This is, to me, like one of the best. In any instance, it's again the song of the film, you know, for Mulan's struggle. But if you take it apart from that, it's one that is just so universal. Like Rainbow Connection is also one of those ones that's you know, just so universal in terms of like what it means to people. And of course, Christina Aguilera is an amazing vocalist. I mean, holy shit. And she was really, I mean, that was like her era, right? That was when she was basically her time.
That's when she was starting off. Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
late 90s.
And at the time, you know, she was like coming out hit after hit after hit, like Genie in the Bottle, you know, and like so many other songs. I mean, she was like,
I miss hearing her voice. I wish she would. I don't know if she doesn't make more music, or maybe the radio won't play her anymore, or whatever it is. I wish we had more music from her.
She I mean, I really loved like Britney Spears and stuff, but like I was never really into like Spice Girls or like NSYNC and all that.
Right,
but like Christina Aguilera was my favorite one.
oh, yeah. Christina Aguilera, like, honestly, like, of all like the pop sensations that came out during the time, especially coming out of the Mickey Mouse Club, of Justin, Britney, and Christina, I think Christina's voice is like,
well, I mean, it blows the other two away. No disrespect to JT and to Britney.
Yeah.
Britney doesn't even sing live anymore. She just, you know, has a track playing over her, and then but JT is on the other side. I mean, he has a high register, but Christina's a belter.
Yeah,
that's the thing, you know. And but okay, now we're just ranking Disney pop stars. Okay, never mind. But yeah, that's where we are with that. Anything else in Reflection?
No,
number
very
9.
reflecting.
Yeah, number 9 from Cinderella. A dream is a wish your heart makes.
Okay.
Again, it's just one of those instant classics. And it is kind of what this and one other song is kind of the embodiment of what Disney's all about, right? And it is one of the more emotional songs, especially if you see it performed at a park somewhere. Even if you just like know the tune and it's being hummed, or it's through a band, or if it's being sung someplace. To me, it's like maybe I have more. There's more, I feel, of a connection with that song specifically to just Disney in general, not necessarily with Cinderella, although Cinderella is, you know, classic Disney in that sense, but it's more of like encapsulating.
She has her own goddamn
Right.
castle in the fucking parks.
Yeah, but it's just like encapsulating the whole like message of Disney. It's like, dreams come true and all that shit. So, yeah.
All that shit.
Yeah.
Honestly, like this perfectly captures the song. Perfectly captures like fantasy whimsy that comes out from Disney, and when you get into all that, you do feel that essence, coming off like that kind of like fantasy like vibe that Disney prides itself with. And honestly, like you could hear multiple versions and they're all good. You have Eileen Woods, I think that's her name.
Mm-hmm.
Her version is great. Lily James' version from this remake is also pretty good.
Yeah, I like that one too.
I mean, there's like so many different versions of the song that is really good, and so like it lends itself to becoming like a well sung staple for Disney, with good reason, because it just gives off that aura.
Absolutely. Number 8 from Aladdin. This is A Whole New World. I know we were just discussing the song in one of the previous recordings about it being perhaps overrated in the sense, in terms of what this song is going for. There are definitely better ones, and I do have some of those versions on this list. But to me, even though I guess the more I hear it now, the more the lyrics are just kind of like, I guess, corny or cheesy, I guess, if you want to, shining, shimmering, splendid, okay. But it still has the same resonance, I feel, that, I don't know what it is, but like a whole new world, to me, is kind of like a box full of all of the wonderful memories that I have as a child watching not just that film, but all of those films of that era. And, it's so synonymous with the moment that we discussed, I feel, in the attractions episode of World of Color, in that single sequence where everybody in unison was singing that song. Like, it's one of those moments where you just feel part of a really special community that I won't forget. Yeah. And it's also, I don't know, even though like it seems to have gone down in popularity, I still think it's a pretty good song.
I don't think it's gone down. I think it's still like people's favorite.
Well, Aladdin made $1 billion for a reason, right? Last year, the live action remake.
Yeah.
Not the worst remake.
It's not. It's not. I'll say it, but I don't know what it is about it.
Did you watch it?
Yes, I saw it right before, because I was watching a whole bunch of movies earlier in the year to catch up for the top 10 of the 2019. It's not the worst of it, but like I fell asleep for the first like 25, like legit, I fell asleep. So
okay,
but the rest of it wasn't bad. So
you watched the Prince Ali sequence though, right?
Will Smith was fun. Yeah, I don't really understand what it is about it that you think is all that great.
It's a specific part musically, not the way it's shot.
A bass
but just
drop?
like,
okay, I don't even notice the bass drop.
The bass drop is so freaking good. You have no idea.
Okay, but even then, it's
such
bass
a mood.
Drop. What?
It's such a mood. It's such a vibe. Only Will Smith could do this shit. It's brilliant. I love it.
Yeah. Okay. Any other thoughts? Number 7. This is another song from Aladdin. This is one that I was talking about and one that was cut, and that is Proud of Your Boy.
I said officials. Oh, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
No. And if talking about officials, well, it is from an animated project, but it was meant for that movie. It just happened to be cut, and it's from Howard Ashman.
It's on Broadway.
Yeah. It was in the Broadway show. I don't know what it is about this particular song, but I remember the first time I heard it, I think it was on Thingamavlogs. Somebody was like covering this song. Thingamabogs. That's a thing, right? From a bygone era.
Remember that, boys and girls?
Yeah. It ended in despair, as all things will. But Proud of Your Boy, I remember listening to that song. Somebody was performing on acoustic guitar, and I'm like, was just entranced by that lyric. And then finding out more and more about, finding out that Howard Ashman wrote it. And then it's really emotional, I think, seeing Alan Menken. Every time he talks about this song, he's nearly in tears because it really broke his heart to have this just like be cut out of the movie after Howard passed away. But it's always, I feel like when you read that lyric, it feels to you, or at least to me anyway, that it came from a really personal place with his relationship with his mother anyway. Like, proud of your boy. I'll make you proud of your boy someday and soon. Like, I don't know, like Howard had a particular talent for writing these wonderful songs. But in many ways, I feel this was the one of the Disney songs that I thought was just most personal to him, aside from Part of Your World. And it honestly is a damn shame that this wasn't included in the original version of the movie. It really is. Like, to me, I don't know. The movie is, those movies in particular, those early 90s Renaissance films are so paced perfectly in my view that it's just like, I can't really argue with that decision, but I still wish it would have been included because of how great of a song that it is, Yeah.
Okay. When you're talking about like things like missed opportunities with the live action movies, like I think
they're easy missed opportunities, which is one of the reasons why I just can't stand them in general, because it's right there.
But I think Proud of Your Boy would have made an excellent addition to the live action Aladdin movie. In
a live action remake, you could have just written in a mom. That's how easy you could have done it. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah. But I think Proud of Your Boy is just like, it does delve into where Howard Ashman does it best and capture like emotional resonance with a lot.
It's an emotional song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also it's also a very like coming of age song as well, because like it's just like not trying to be a screw up kind of thing. And that's a Proud of Your Boy, really tells that story and tells it well kind of thing. And Proud of Your Boy is like, I don't know, it was the want song for that movie.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, like, we got One Jump Ahead reprise as the want song.
Which, yeah, but whatever. I mean,
wow.
I still love that film, but it's just like, I think as film lovers, all of us, there are certain things that when we see behind the scenes features and bonuses of like stuff that was almost in the movie, but then like it's so good that you're mad that it gets cuts out. I know one quick aside, in The Last Jedi, there was a deleted sequence with Luke Skywalker. Mark Hamill has a great performance when he goes back into the hut after he's been told that Han died at the hands of Kylo Ren, and he falls apart. I don't know if you saw it, Moreno, but it's one of the best like scenes. He falls apart and just like his eyes are in near tears, and then it cuts to Leia on the ship just in a similarly like down attitude. Like, I hate, because
before they come out of hyperspace, right?
It was cut because of the transition to Kylo Ren in that sequence, which was a great transition in and of itself. But like, it's this song being cut out of Aladdin is just one of those examples of like things that were nearly there, but it just wasn't to be, and it could have been, that way. Any thoughts on the song, Moreno? Nope. Okay, great. Number 6. This is from a movie that I seem to have had a tumultuous relationship with from its very beginning, because I remember watching it for the first time with Kyle and some other friends, and I enjoyed it. But then upon repeat viewings, I wasn't so enthralled with it as others. And then, of course, going back all the way around to where it's like, you know what? This movie is actually pretty damn good. But what was always a constant was the song of the movie and its immediate I feel supremacy among Disney classics, and that is I See the Light from Tangled. At number 6 here. This again, be prepared, listeners, for us to repeat some of these things. I mean, we just have like, be prepared. Yeah, okay, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry, it just came out. But these songs do have emotional resonance to all of us, but there is just something about this particular song that is, I think, among the most, especially for the relationship that is in that movie. And I think just one of the best songs written for that type of story for any of the Disney films. And I'll always have that wonderful memory, again, from Disneyland Forever, where I See the Light came on. Everyone was just like, oh, and then like singing along to it. And you have the beautiful lanterns projected on the Sleeping Beauty castle. And it was like, and I got a little teary-eyed, like, you know what? And it's also, I had this chorus class or this music class in community college, and this is actually one of the songs that we as a class like had to learn how to sing together. Yeah, and it's one of those that, like Reflection, you can just take it out of the movie, and it could be a pop hit. And I'm surprised this never was given that treatment of like, you know, because a lot of these Disney songs are given like pop versions of it, like Celine Dion's version of Beauty and the Beast or Christina Aguilera, and they were sent out to radio and they were massive hits, like Frozen was, although Demi Lovato kind of fucked it up, it seems like. But in terms of I See the Light, well, because the pop version wasn't popular.
Oh, Demi Lovato. Oh yeah, oh my god, I hate that song.
I'm not even talking about the quality of it. I'm just saying that it wasn't popular at all compared to Idina Menzel's version. It just wasn't.
Yeah.
But there was no pop version for this song, I See the Light, and I felt that was a missed opportunity. I think it's one of the best.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But I love the original ones like a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just no.
So I don't know if I would like that.
I don't need it because this one's so good. But you just have to wonder what the life of the song would have been like if it had been like given its entirely separate release of it. Like, you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I didn't mean to crap on Demi Lovato. I just wanted to bring up as an example of like a pop version of it that just wasn't popular at all.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll get into it when I get
I know
to
you
it.
guys are gonna have it pretty high, so it's like, well, stay tuned is what they're saying. Number 5 from Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3, and Toy Story 4. Randy Newman, You Got a Friend in Me.
You got a friend in me. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what I gotta say. My love for Toy Story is like endless and
unparalleled.
And for all of us, this is the song of the franchise. It is the song that's in every movie, and I don't know what you can say about it. It's just like it may even also encapsulate the Pixar formula, the buddy comedy road movie, whatever it is. But help me out, guys. Like, what can you say about this that hasn't already been said? Like, I mean, it symbolizes, I feel like,
this is their Pixar's version of the Jiminy Cricket song.
When You Wish Upon a Star.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is their song.
Yeah.
It's this. I think this one, and maybe, I mean, besides like the park songs, this one and then Married Life are the ones that I associate more to the Disney parks when I'm walking through Main Street.
Yeah. And Married Life would have been a mention, but it's not a lyric song, so it's
a score.
It's not here.
Well, we'll have another list for that kind of thing.
I'm sure we will. We're gonna have to with all the time that we got. But I think for me, and I think that the particular memory that I have with the first Toy Story is, and I think that was the intent, was when you hear You Got a Friend in Me playing in the opening moments of Toy Story, you feel like Woody is saying that to you, the audience member anyway, and it makes it just so much more special. So, also, I love all the versions of it. there's one by Tom Hanks. There's one with there's even a Spanish version. There's so many ones. I also do like the jazzy version at the end of Toy Story 2.
Oh, by Robert Goulet.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a swanky version.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. One of these days, I mean, and he, he's well over 90 and he's still alive, but it would make me cry if Tony Bennett would sing that version of the song one time. That would be pretty amazing. But yeah.
In big band or like small intimate?
Doesn't really matter. Probably with big band, right? 'Cause that's like the preferred way of singing that song.
Tony Bennett, yeah. Yeah, no thoughts.
4. Again, this is another one of those that's just I don't know what to say anymore. It's like I feel like we're saying the exact same thing. This is one that, again, you take out of the movie, and it's less about what's going on in it and more so to the universality of it. This is The Circle of Life, written by Elton John from The Lion King.
Oh, specifically his version?
I prefer his version. I mean, maybe one of the only ones that prefer his version of it, only because I think it's much more of an edge to it. Although, I mean, the one that everyone remembers is the big Nazi Venya and blah, 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 blah. What's on the menu or whatever it is. The Lion King 1.5 version is great too. Oh God, we should do a Lion King 1.5 thing, like Kyle's favorite.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Taking the piss out of a perfect moment. I mean, sure, why not?
Yeah, Moreno, you were gonna say?
Oh no, I was just agreeing with you.
Oh, okay, great. That would be fun. The Elton John version has I think a few supplementary lyrics that were switched out from the actual film version, but either way, that entire sequence is without question one of the most memorable ever in any movie we've ever seen. And I think even people who were like much older than we are now back then would think back to that sequence being among the most jaw-dropping opening sequences of any movie ever.
I think we mentioned it in our Once Upon a Retrospect episode, but that was the marketing. That opening was the marketing.
Yeah.
There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, that song was everything. That was debuted at some sort of CinemaCon. I don't know what kind, but it was presented to a bunch of film fans of like what's coming up in the Disney pantheon, I guess. And they showed that scene, the 5-minute scene of The Circle of Life, and everybody like stood up in like a tremendous applause, and like nobody could fathom like what they just saw. Nobody was like, what is this? This is a new medium? And like, from the opening shot, if your opening shot is iconic as the sun coming up and just hearing Lebo M's African chants. Mm-hmm. Brilliantly executed.
Kyle, remind me real quick, because you shared with me, we were watching the Hans Zimmer performance at Coachella from a few years ago. Was this one of the ones that was performed live? Because I think wasn't it from The Lion King? Or
yes, the beginning refrain.
Right, okay.
Because like obviously it's iconic when you hear "Na Tsawanya," when you hear that, you automatically know we're getting into The Lion King now. It's just that iconic, and what a great way to like open your Lion King segment of the set list. I
remember a few days ago, I was watching for the first time. I'm not sure if Moreno ever mentioned it to you, but because she was asking, were you watching that? And I was. For the first time, I watched the documentary movie Waking Sleeping Beauty a few days ago, and I got chills. Just like these spine bending chills toward I think it may have been the opening of it when they're like recapping the 10 years that they're going to focus in the documentary movie. But you cut to Elton John, and he's on the piano playing the beginnings of this song. And it's like, oh my God, it's just watching history happen, because like no one knew how massive this was going to be and mean to people. Yeah.
Everybody pissed on this movie. You know, they pretty much sent the F animated to
Jeffrey Katzenberg pissed on this movie. Like, you know what? Who knows what this is going to be? But Pocahontas is where it's at.
Pocahontas is going to be the banger.
I told David that because they were watching Pocahontas the other day, and I was like, we were watching it, and I go, "Can you believe that they thought this was going to be The Lion King?" And he didn't know. He was like, "Really? Are you kidding?" And I'm like, "Yeah, they."
Well, they were going for another Beauty and the Beast kind of like epic, where they wanted it. I think the goal was for this to be their second movie to be nominated for Best Picture, Pocahontas.
And it was executed horribly.
Did David watch Waking Sleeping Beauty?
I think he did. I want to say I made him watch it. But I think he did.
Yeah,
or maybe he didn't. I'm not sure.
Well, even in The Lion King, because a lot of the information, because I own we all own versions of these movies from years past, but in the behind the scenes features of The Lion King, they said that the people of The Lion King felt so good that their movie was validated, because like they felt like crap when they were when all the people were jumping ship to go work on Pocahontas.
Not only that, but it was like a horrible time for the studio as well. Some of them had to do work from their homes because part of the studio was damaged from the LA earthquakes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, more to that, and I didn't realize this, how bad the blood was. I didn't realize how bad the blood was between, because like you talk about how the Disney company was effective during this time. There was massive beef between Roy E. Disney, Jeffrey Katzenberg, and Michael Eisner, and evidently, all it took was Frank Wells tragically dying to like break them up, because after Lion King, Katzenberg left because Eisner was tired of being forced to feel as if Katzenberg was gunning for the position prematurely, and there was a lot of bad blood. Frank Wells was the glue in many ways, and when he tragically passed away, Katzenberg left, and to me, that was like, well, that might be the reason why Lion King was the peak of the Disney Renaissance, and everything else thereafter, while they may have had their moments, it just wasn't as good thereafter when Katzenberg left the studio. So, yeah, and that's go watch Waking Sleeping Beauty on Disney Plus. It's a great documentary. If you don't know this, I mean, you gotta have to. A lot of it was given away, I think, by Imagineering Story, but it's a great companion piece, I feel, with it. So yeah, Circle of Life.
I love this song. I mean, I think I said it in the what's it called? Our review of the movie, but like Lion King was another one that wasn't like one of my favorites. But I went to go see the Broadway show a few years ago.
I forgot that you saw that.
Oh my god.
Oh, tell us a little bit about that.
Oh no, it's it's like one of my favorite things that I've ever done. It's so good. It wasn't my first Broadway show. My first one was Grease, but I watched that one. I was little, like I was either 10 or younger than 10. So like it's been a while. It had been a while, and so when I saw this, like I just kind of didn't know like what to expect. And then my cousin told me to sit on like the edge of like the row that we were sitting on, and like, yeah, the first thing that you see is, like, that sunset, and then, what's her name? Or his name? Rafiki coming out, and, the performers walk in the aisles, and it just, like, takes you in, and I was crying the entire song. It was amazing. It was great.
Like, a level of immersiveness.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have no thoughts. But that Moreno, I am envious. I wanted to go see it on Broadway, and
yeah. I mean, if I think if you're ever gonna watch a Broadway show, I think that this one is not just because it's Disney and like obviously like we're kind of obsessed with Disney, but like I just think that it was, I don't know, the performances were great. The music is like 10 times better than it is in the movie. I don't know how, but it is.
Well, I mean, it's a Broadway play. You know, I mean, it has that effect. I want to know though, for a point of clarification, Kyle, you did see you saw the Festival of the Lion King, didn't you, at the Animal Kingdom Park? How was that?
Yes, I honestly like. This is the closest I'm gonna get to to the Broadway show, but like the festival starts off with the Circle of Life, you know, and it's honestly their Creeping Death, you know. It is the song Creeping Death is a Metallica song that they normally open up their
Thank you for clearing that up, because I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, it's their Creeping Death, you know. They normally open up their concerts
Creeping
with
Death?
Creeping Death, yes. It's about
kind of like COVID-19.
It's about the Passover. But the song, like, it's such an eruptious, iconic thing that you can't help but open up your things with it, you know. And when they start coming in and they're like cultural garb and everything like that, you get the sense of like, oh, we're getting like the spiritual essence of the movie as well, you know, because the movie is very spiritual, you know, and it does capture that with the Festival of the Lion King. I would imagine that and more when you watch it on Broadway, but like it's like a little slice of what it is. Yeah.
Lion King.
It's great. Be prepared. Again, no pun intended, but be prepared for a lot of tangents. But I mean, good discussion either way. My number 3 is A Tale as Old as Time. That is Beauty and the Beast. From Beauty and the Beast.
Really? I didn't know that.
No, this is I think one of my favorite songs ever. It's I mean, I know that it says it in the beginning of the lyric, A Tale as Old as Time, but that's pretty much what this song is, or kind of like what it feels like anyway. Like this, any version of the song, the Celine Dion and the Celine Dion version from the movie is great. But then of course, I think the one that will always be the iconic one is the Angela Lansbury version in the movie. And again, we're talking about the part that they play in the movie. Well, that sequence, as well as we just talked about how jaw-dropping the Circle of Life sequence was in the very beginning. This right here, I think when I first saw this, I'm trying to remember, this was years ago, but I felt that I was always of this mind that the movie, I think, to me, works at a 10 from like the very beginning of it and keeps going. To me, the part where the song begins and they're dancing and that beautiful scene in the ballroom, like that's where it's like it clicks even more so, to the point where it's like, you know, you're watching something just purely magical and special, and like that. In that moment is where it solidified its place in the pantheon, but then also it's the power of the song as well. And that you believe that bestiality can be a love story. In animation, to be clear about that. So yeah, I don't know what more I can say about it other than that I think this may be like my favorite love song of any Disney movie or Disney anything.
Okay.
Going into my number 2, the song from Pinocchio that everybody knows, When You Wish Upon a Star, which is, as I mentioned before, so with a wonderful companion piece a wonderful companion piece from A Dream Is a Wish Your Heart Makes. Everything I said, all of the things that I said about that and more. Yes, Kyle, go.
It's definitely iconic. Okay, continue.
Yeah, that's it. That's kind of what it is. I mean, Moreno?
Yeah.
So, as Moreno would know, we did a commentary on this movie, and anybody wouldn't be surprised. Part of Your World is my favorite Disney song. That whole sequence, again, I think it speaks to that. It is the ultimate want song. It kind of is where it got its birth in a way, or its revival, if you will, by Howard Ashman. But it's just this longing of wanting to be a part of something bigger than what you could possibly even dream of, and yet just feeling so hopelessly crushed by a perceived reality that you could never be that or do that. Yeah. It's kind of, in many ways, the story of our fucking lives. Sorry if I just dropped that word, but it's just true. I mean, especially now with all the crap going on. Yeah, and it is, again, not to sound like a broken record, but we're talking about sequences that just shaped an era. This is it. This is where it all started, and this is the one that changed the future of like everything, it looks like, as far as Disney animation, animated movies in general. And honestly, I'm actually pretty happy that this particular song is, by many regards, I feel, considered to be one of the best ever, for Disney's concerned. So yeah, it's more than just like the song of The Little Mermaid. I think it's just the song of the Renaissance, if you will, in general. So, recapping the list, number 10 was Reflection from Mulan. Number 9 was A Dream You Wish Your Heart Makes from Cinderella. Number 8, A Whole New World from Aladdin. Number 7, Proud of Your Boy from an earlier version of Aladdin. Number 6, I See the Light from Tangled. Number 5, You Got a Friend in Me from Toy Story. Number 4, Circle of Life from The Lion King. Number 3, Beauty and the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. Number 2, When You Wish Upon a Star from Pinocchio. And number 1, Part of Your World from The Little Mermaid. I told you it'd be pretty mainstream, and that's basically what it is.
Yeah, basic bitch. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Well-rounded list. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, these songs are kind of like... I feel like our top 10 songs that we're gonna talk about here really do, in a way, tell a story about what it is that we love about Disney and why we love Disney. And these are the songs that I think of when it's like, if you were to tell a person what it is about Disney that you love so much, throw them this playlist and they're like, okay, I get it.
So that was Alexis Soto's list. Now we'll get into mine before we go into the magnum opus, which is Alexis Moreno's list. So without further ado, here's my list. First of all, I'm going to go right into my honorable mentions. I'm going to go from 30 to 21 first. First of all, number 30 is All Star from Shrek. Now, let me tell you why I think that this is the perfect Disney song. It perfectly no, I'm kidding. It is Bells of Notre Dame. It sets the tone going forward. It is such a great song. I think that this is Alan Menken at his best when it comes to the Hunchback of Notre Dame soundtrack. To me, I think. I like everything. Yes, even A Guy Like You. I like that song. I like all the songs. So, Bells of Notre Dame is just like, I think, I don't know. You can't go wrong with the choir going on in the background and the organs in the back and just like the huge. Like, it feels grand. It feels like you're getting into yourself something grand. It's kind of like the Circle of Life. You know you're getting yourself into something special, but with Bells of Notre Dame, you're getting yourself into something with Hunchback of Notre Dame. Moreno, I know you like Hunchback of Notre Dame. I mean, yeah. Any thoughts? Am I going nuts?
No, this is a good song.
Okay. Alexis?
Forgive me. The tune, the words don't come to me, that doesn't even exist. I wouldn't know it if I heard it from someplace, so I can't really comment or speak to it.
It's the first song that you hear.
It doesn't register.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry.
My next honorable mention, I feel, is like it's just one of those things that is like simultaneous with like the heyday of Walt Disney and everything, and I think that there's a great big beautiful tomorrow.
Well,
I think that okay. Tomorrow's just a dream away. It's such a great song. I think that it's such like a throwback song that I can't help but feel like the essence of Walt Disney and what like his mind was going through and all that stuff, because he constantly tried to keep moving forward and all that stuff, as we keep mentioning before. But There's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow is such a huge like bit of Disney history that I just adore. I love it. The Carousel of Progress is like one of the big and greats.
Have you guys been on that ride?
Yes.
Unfortunately, no. I wanted to, but
we don't have it in California anymore. We've had it for a long time, but you've been to World and you didn't go to Carousel.
That was like
that's
one
right.
of the ones that I was like, I need to get on this.
Kyle avoided Tomorrowland like the plague, it seemed like. So he tells me when he was at Disney World.
I didn't avoid it like the plague. It's just like there was so much to do. So little time. You only had a week.
It's really hard to do Magic Kingdom in one day.
Yeah, and we went there twice, and we were still like just barely scratching the surface. So Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow. I love the history of it all, and it's a 7-minute song. Half of it is just narration, but it's still a great song. Number 28. I think that this is Friends on the Other Side. Friends on the Other Side, it's like it starts off strong, it ends off strong, like, oh yeah, are you ready? You can't go wrong with Keith David doing the song for your villain, and this is like not only aesthetically pleasing, but it's groovy. I mentioned this, it's wacky. Like the whole entire soundtrack is wacky in like the best possible way. And I think Friends on the Other Side is just one of those things. And, I could, don't you disrespect me, little man. The minute it starts, it sends you on a journey. And that's something that a good song does. Number 27, it is low, but that doesn't mean I like it any less. Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast. It goes so well with the movie, but there's one other one that I think like sets the stage for what the magic brings to me. I guess Beauty and the Beast is a wonderful song. I even love the pop version of the song with Celine Dion, and I think it's great. But alas, any thoughts on the previous two that I mentioned on my honorable mentions?
Nope.
Moreno? Nothing? Okay, she shakes her head.
So far, good list. That's all I gotta say. Yeah.
Number 26. A dream is a wish your heart makes. What Alexis said. Like capturing Disney magic and everything like that. It's great. Number 25. I think you guys would be very surprised about this one. Be prepared. Be prepared. Well, because it's like so low. Because it's so low. I Be Prepared, I think, is just like it's great. It's Scar. Scar is like one of the best Disney villains, and you can't help but like include that song in there.
Did it surprise you that it was that low when you made this list?
To me, it did.
Yeah.
Moreno?
Because this is one of those songs that you literally just go into all the time, and it made you so angry how bad they fucked it up in The Lion King.
Yeah, but I don't know. Be prepared. It is a great song, but there was another villain song that I think stands out like maliciously. Number 24.
And here I thought it would be this one. Though.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about.
I know which one he's talking about, but like I was like, but it's not okay.
Number 24. It's a end credit song, but I think it's a great end credit song. It's Down to Earth from WALL-E by Peter Gabriel.
Wow, that's a surprise. And I do like that song though.
It's a great song. It is like such a like comforting song to me. Like I feel like we're down, round. Yeah, I like it. It's comforting to say the least. Number 23. You Got a Friend in Me, specifically the Randy Newman and Lyle Lovett duet, because it perfectly, to me, that version captures like the essence of Buzz and Woody perfectly, because like you have the seasoned more artist with Randy Newman, and he's supposed to be like Woody, and then you have Buzz with Lyle Lovett, and yours because he's like a new coming artist, but they pair so well, like Buzz and Woody. They're perfect foils for each other. One's more brash with his voice, and then the other one is like more like newer, fresher kind of thing, and it perfectly represents the movie perfectly. And I think that duet, I think, is like to me the definitive You've Got a Friend in Me. Number 22, The Circle of Life. Why are you laughing?
The ghost is back.
It's back?
It's from your side officially. It's when you talk, it's like parts of your voice. It's not picked up in the recording. It's just in the Google Hangouts that we're in. There's a high screeched noise that seems to amplify your voice at times.
That I could explain that. That was somebody moving the chair in the other room.
It didn't sound like that.
It didn't sound like that.
It was somebody moving the chair. I know that sound. Okay,
sure.
Number 22nd, The Circle of Life. Everything Alexis said. Number 21, Ooba-Doo, I Want to Be Like You. Specifically the Christopher Walken version. No, I'm kidding. It's the original version, honestly, because like it's such a groovy song you can't help but love, you know. But also in the context of the story of like where everything just comes to a crashing halt, this is like the middle act basically of the Jungle Book. Like everything, like it surrounds.
There are acts in the movie?
Yeah, surprisingly, in the Jungle Book. Yeah, so
that was a joke.
The third act bounces off of what this song is, and it just carries on from there.
So just real quick, because I think some people would be you have a lot of really popular songs, and some that we know that, I mean, you like a lot, that are surprisingly this far low on the totem pole. Like the ones that stick out to me: Circle of Life, You Got a Friend in Me, Be Prepared. Those are they're surprisingly low. So interesting.
I feel like like you're gonna be surprised with mine also.
But I mean, good, right? Surprises are fun. Good. Okay, number 20, Friend Like Me. It's
another one that's low.
It nevertheless, even though that's number 20, it's still special to me. I can't listen to the song without being there. I mean, where were you when Robin Williams died? That's like the main question that everybody, asks, and like this song was like everywhere, because I got the news literally when I was in the park. And this song was such a huge thing. Like, Friend Like Me was in a parade, and everybody, was like the loudest when that song came on. The fireworks display, when the genie popped up singing Friend Like Me, everybody was loudest. I mean, it's just like this huge thing of not only Robin Williams' legacy, but like Friend Like Me is such a huge way to establish your character of the genie, and the genie is such a huge character in itself, larger than life, and this song is larger than life. Like,
it's as much a song about Robin Williams as it is about the genie. And to really to add to what you were saying, both of us were around Disney parks. You were on the East Coast, I was on the West Coast when that news dropped. It's so strange how it ended up being that way, but similarly to what you experienced when I saw the Aladdin show. It was still around when Robin Williams passed away, and the applause were louder than usual, and especially in World of Color, where Genie pops up, the applause, it's almost, we're standing anyway, but it really was an ovation. And it almost felt as if the show took a few moments extra, because of how loud people were cheering in that moment for the genie. That was abnormal when that happened, and it was a special moment. And it's interesting how that happened. That's how the Disney community, I think, just in general is. It was a way to say farewell and thank you to Robin Williams.
Yeah. Moreno, any comments on that one?
Nope. Okay. I like that story that you were at the parks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was insane how like that happened. And wasn't like the crowd louder at the Hyperion as well when you went to go see Aladdin?
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
Okay. Number 19. Only Lin-Manuel Miranda can rhyme island with island and make it okay in terms of a song pentameter goes. How Far I'll Go, I think, is
somebody made a face. You have a face, Moreno? Let's go live to the face. The face. What's with the face?
Okay. What's with the face?
This is the song that you were fighting to win the Oscar.
And it's so low.
Okay.
Disney has a huge library of spectacular music that it was hard to figure out where to put this. And like this, it was like the positioning of this song, because I love it, it was so hard to figure out where to put it.
Well, I guess we've answered the question about how far she'll go, only up to number 19.
Oh my god. How Far I'll Go is like it's such a perfect it's such a perfect modern version of Part of Your World, I think, more so than Let It Go and all the other ones that came before it. I think it does and both involve water.
And the same directors.
From the same directors, nonetheless. But I think Lin is such a perfect like his style of music is such a perfect marriage with Disney that I don't think anything else compares really. And How Far I'll Go, like you could feel because I think I think the fact that she is young instead of like a 23-year-old doing the voice of like somebody like 14 or something like that, I think it does help that Lee Carvalho was 14 when she sung the song and recorded it, that you do feel like the innocence and like utter like youthfulness of like wanting it, and I think that is proudly displayed in How Far I'll Go. Also, great song. 18. I'm not at Disneyland until I hear Yo Ho, A Pirate's Life for me. It's...
I'm just continuously blown away. I'm just like, whoa! All of the conventional. Well, you know what? I think maybe that argument falls apart when you realize any Disney song is the conventional Kyle Lira go-to. It seems like, but these are. I'm sorry. Continue with what you were saying.
Okay, my streaming platform of choice for music is Google Play Music, and currently my Disney playlist sits at 446 songs.
The Disney list?
The Disney list, yeah. And so it's kind of hard to choose from those songs and then more. I know that there's way more. I mean, Alice in Wonderland has like bajillion songs and all that stuff. I mean, it's so hard to pick out of the which. So
that's what she said.
Yes. Yo Ho, A Pirate's Life for me. It's Disneyland. It's the atmosphere of the song. You feel like you're automatically transported back to the ride. You could put it on headphones and listen to the song, and you're automatically in the ride.
You can put it on a speaker, light a candle, in a bathtub.
Believe me, I've done that.
That's why I was saying I knew you did it. Oh my
god. So Yo Ho, A Pirate's Life for me. Great. Number 17, I think, is the ultimate Disney villain song. It's devilishly wicked and
Hellfire.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew it.
Hellfire from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
It's not I was thinking. It was.
What were you thinking? What were you thinking?
Unfortunate Souls.
No. You're a poor unfortunate soul for thinking that.
Oh, to me, it's the ultimate Disney song because it's so evil. It's so petty. It's
weird.
It's weird. The context of the song is so dark, of like wanting to kill a girl just because she don't want to bed you, bro. I mean, it's such like dark themes. This fits well with the Me Too era. But it is a very... Hellfire is such... It captures everything you need to know about Frollo. He is an overzealous person who uses religion as a weapon, and he's using it to satisfy...
Which is not too divorced from reality.
Yeah. And this is what it is. He's conflicted with his own feelings of progressivism, where he thinks is progressivism, and it's so downright sickening, of what he's going through because of all that stuff. It's kind of like the anti Javert, which is also a Hugo creation. Javert, you get what his plight is, but it's just like you feel sympathy. With him, you don't feel sympathy at all. It's just like you feel the most malicious in Hellfire, and that's what I feel. Number 16, I think, is gonna throw a curveball at you guys, and I don't think you guys are ready. But here it is. It's These Small Hours from Meet the Robinsons. I love this song. I mean, it again, it's much like Down to Earth and everything like that. It's a comforting song. It's such a wind down song that you feel like after you get the sense of where this movie was going. A lot of people hate Meet the Robinsons.
I don't know why.
Me neither. But Meet the Robinsons, I think, is one of the underrated movies. I mean, yeah, it's bunched up with the bullshit that is Home on the Range, and other stuff. Chicken Little, fuck that movie.
Excuse me. False.
Okay. Sorry, Dwight. But nevertheless, to me, Chicken Little, no. But These Small Hours, I think, perfectly captures like just yeah, it's great to think about the future and think about like what's gonna happen, but it all accumulates to what happens in the moment that will make the future count. And I think that is the perfect message to go with Meet the Robinsons. And also, it's such a great song. It almost like it brings tears to my eyes, hearing the song. 15 is so atmospheric. I feel like grabbing La Baguette. It's a Le Festin from Ratatouille. It's such an atmospheric song that perfectly matches the vibe of the movie. If that's not a perfect song, I don't know what is for a movie. Number 14, Oodalada-dee from Robin Hood. It is such a great way to open your movie, I think. It's just it leads you into like this folky kind of narrative, and it's very 70s as well. And it perfectly matches the tone of the movie that you're gonna be set forward, because you have the folky edge with it, and then and pretty much telling you the story. It's pretty much
this is above Be Prepared.
Yes, because I'm for this list, like I'm going for more like feeling for the feeling. I mean, yes, Be Prepared is a barn burner of a song, but Oodalada-dee is atmospheric too in like a really calming way. I could listen to that song and put it on. Be Prepared. I just feel like in a good way. I feel angry. I feel angry when I'm like, respected, saluted, and seen for the wonders I am. And this one just takes it back like a couple of notches, chills out. Grab your mead, hang out with Little John. It is a good Disney song. Number 13. Moreno and Alexis, have you guys heard the new Powerline song Stand Out? It's such a bob. Stand Out from a Goofy movie is I get emotionally, like every time it comes on the on the playlist or whatever I'm listening to, and that song comes on, it just like it's a quintessential 90s song that could be timeless as well. Stand out above the crowd. I feel the energy with that song that I don't like. It's hard. I mean, Eye to Eye is also a great contender, because I think Eye to Eye and Stand Out are pretty much one and the same in terms of like quality. But I think like Stand Out, it's such like a huge thing that I actually like. When I was a teenager, like that was be my like stand out above the crowd, and that led me to like dress the way I dressed in high school. You guys knew how I dressed in high school, just weird, wacky, and all that stuff. Like just be out there and everything like that. And I like that kind of mentality, like Stand Out. So yeah, Goofy movie. Moreno, any thoughts? Alexis, any thoughts?
I love this song. Great song.
It's such a great song. Yeah. Number 12. It is the only song from a Disney sequel, but I think it's so controversial. It's so controversial, but here we go. I think He Lives in You is kind of a better song than Circle of Life. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. I think for what it is, for what The Lion King establishes in terms of its spirituality, nothing does it better than He Lives in You. It is the most spiritual song of The Lion King. And for a movie that's very spiritual, I think He Lives in You does it justice, and it captures what The Lion King's essence is perfectly in. He lives in you. Oh, by the way, Samuel E. Wright's voice when he's singing the song, it feels so warm and embracing, like a warm hug. Like, I don't know, it gets me emotional every time I hear it. It's also part of a Disney sequel, but we'll get to that when we get to that. He Lives in You, brilliant, sheds tears to my eyes, love it. Number 11 is, I think, the be all end all Disney duet song. When I eventually, if I eventually get married, I hope we sing the song together, and it is I See the Light.
But you can't sing though. Why would you murder a song like that? That would just be irresponsible. And don't you have to have? No, I'm just. I'm kidding.
Thank you for all that.
At least get actual singers. I mean,
I see the Light is such a, I don't know. It's more emotionally. I'm more emotionally invested with Flynn and Rapunzel's trepidations and troubles and everything like that than I do with Aladdin and
I just think that
Jasmine.
they're more charismatic, like Rapunzel and Flynn, than like Jasmine and Aladdin.
but why is it that we immediately have to compare it to Aladdin and Jasmine specifically? There are a bunch of other couples out there.
But they're one of the only ones that have a song.
That have a duet, yeah. Usually it's like vice versa, like, oh, I love you, I know, you know, that kind of thing, and that's all we get. I guess you could count I'm Wishing from Snow White as a duet.
Well, what about Hakuna Matata?
Hakuna Matata?
Yeah, it's a love song. About two dads raising a kid. I'm kidding.
Okay.
Just...
Although I do concur that we got some good corresponding parenting going on there. But I See the Light. It's such a romantic song too. I See the Light, and the atmosphere when it's animated, and it's just like it's so well put together with the movie. Number 10.
Tevin?
Number what?
Tevin.
That's a new number I never heard of.
It's a new number. Haven't you? Okay. The number 10, The Bare Necessities. It's such a chillax song. It's such a vibing song that you could put on. It is a song I often put on when my anxiety gets bad. And it automatically calms me down a little bit. You know, wherever I wander, and it just gets me, it puts me back to earth a little bit. Whenever that happens, and I feel like The Bare Necessities just it puts me in my place a little bit when I get out of my head. And the song does it. It's more emotionally connected to me. So The Bare Necessities, brilliant. Oh boy. Okay, number 9. I love like I like Celtic sounding songs, and I think Touch the Sky is such a perfect like addition. What?
What?
You need to repeat what you just said.
I was not expecting.
What's the song?
Touch the Sky from Brave. Are you okay? Okay.
Go on.
Okay, so Touch the Sky. I feel the wind through my hair, and I feel like this gush of a sense of adventure with this song, and I feel like if a song could connect you with a character best, like this, I think really does it justice with Touch the Sky, with Merida and like the scenery and everything like that. If it's much like how Test Drive's Test Drive by John Powell from How to Train Your Dragon, like that kind of like inflection that a song can do for you. And Touch the Sky, like I feel the rush of adventure. I don't know, it's an adventurous song, and I feel that. And like the composition with the Celtic drums, with the strings, with the bagpipes, I think it's just a perfect marriage of all these different sounds, vibe that you get from a song all in one. And also, like, I can fly, taste the wind, and touch the sky. It's such like it's a gentle song that puts you out in the thrust of adventure that I really love.
Honestly, this is like a really genuine surprise. Mostly because I think a lot of people forget this song even exists. Although I quite like it. Although I never thought
you would
top 10.
Yeah.
Top 10. That's a big deal. Yeah.
Also, again, like how we all feel about World of Color, that Brave sequence in the original World of Color, I think that like stapled my love for the song even more.
World of Color can do that.
Yes. Speaking of colors, number 8, Colors of the Wind. Yes.
Oh God, man. I don't mean to like hijack this, but I was just watching Pocahontas the other day. What an amazing song. And I can't think of anything more that we'll talk about in this show that is much more resonant in terms of reality, and a message that we should probably hear more of. Especially, it's weird because one of the really eerie things that we're living with in this age of coronavirus is during the self-isolation, we've all seen the videos and pictures of places like Venice and even in Los Angeles that suffer some levels of pollution be reversing because people are not moving around. There was photos of LA with no smog. There's photos of bears and coyotes wandering the streets because people are not outside.
The dolphins in
Venice.
Yeah.
Wild.
It's kind of okay. It's kind of like
the Earth is just a dead thing you can claim. I don't think so.
Yeah. But it's kind of like what Steve Rogers said in Endgame. He saw whales.
A pod of whales, yeah, in the Hudson River.
Like that's like that kind of idea is crazy. I mean, it's just like, and like,
what's even crazier? It's like we're basically living like a real life Endgame in a way.
Kinda.
Yeah. I mean, people didn't disappear, but they're dying. So I think it's much worse in this sense, I guess. So.
They are disappearing from this realm.
Yeah, no, that's sad, but it's an amazing song.
Everyone, wash your damn hands.
Wash your damn hands.
Stay inside, motherfuckers.
This is one of the best songs ever written.
Colors
for
of the
Disney.
Wind.
Yeah,
like no matter what version I hear it in, it's all so good.
You think the only people who are people are people that think and talk like you.
Yeah.
It's not just an environmental song, but it's a song about
like racism and everything like that. It's such a good politically driven song that I can't help it. Also, other versions to note. I really love Tori Kelly's version of the song. The song is just
the one that she sang. Nah.
I like it. I like it. I know you guys don't.
I love like the original so much.
Yeah.
And
the original.
I just love this song so much. It's so good.
For the record,
so
I do
too.
like Tori Kelly's version though. I'll say that.
Anyway.
We can have different opinions. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Except unless Kyle disagrees with me, so then it's not okay.
Except when Kyle puts "be prepared" and how far I'll go at the bottom.
Well, brace yourselves, guys. Number 7 is Out There from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
This is a really good one.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, God damn. Like, it's, again, like, all these, like, that I pick, it perfectly mirrors, and, like, it's a perfect, like,
this is the third Hunchback song on this list.
I love myself some Hunchback. Okay, no, not like that. Not like that. No, that it's not that's what she said. Don't take it out of context like that.
It's not that's what she said, it's what he said.
Oh God. Out there. Anyway, Out There, it's like Tom Hulce's voice is so silky smooth with his delivery. The emotional thing, I mean, it's kind of like the coronavirus song anthem, you know, you want to be out there, you know, but
I'm
you
sorry, I think you're confusing that with When Will My Life Begin?
Oh, true. But Out There, I think is such a, like, Tom Hulce's voice is so captivating with the way that you feel like he's yearning for this life that he doesn't have. And this, I think, is like the ultimate I want song, like, in terms of like where it is in position of the story. And Out There, it's out there. It's out there. What can I say? Like, I started crying when this song came on during the fireworks display at the Walt Disney World in Magic Kingdom.
Happily.
Yes, it's
oh my God.
It's so good.
It's so good. And like everybody cheering, like when it premiered, everybody cheering and just like, yes, the Hunchback. I'm like, oh my God, I love it.
Us 90s kids feel validated. It's such an ultimate song, and I love it. I can't think of like when I think of like Disney animated sequences, like usually a couple of things come to mind, and this is one of them. So, Out There. Number 6. There goes the baker with his tray, like always. The same old bread and rolls to sell. It's such like I love Broadway shit. Yeah, this is like such a perfect Broadway song. This is where Alan Menken and Howard Ashman's like expertise comes to play, and comes to play hard and well. And I think Belle is a great way to open your thing, and it does. This whole goddamn movie feels Broadway-esque. You know, it's set like a I mean, it makes sense because like this was like the first to transition, one of the first to transition from animated to Broadway, and you could feel that. And Belle is such a good like musical number. Like when I think of like Disney musical numbers, I think that Belle really exceeds that. To me, it's my favorite song because it's 5 minutes, but it's world building. It's setting the stage. It puts you into this tale as old as time, and honestly, Belle is that song for Beauty and the Beast. That's why it pissed me. I know you guys liked it, and I respect your feelings to the live action, but that's why it got me so pissed when like a couple of minute details went wrong in the live action movie. But yeah, Belle, I love it a lot. Any thoughts?
Great song.
It's an amazing sequence and a beautiful song. Yeah.
Number 5, I mentioned on my number 11, I See the Light as being romantic, but I think that this is the most romantic song that Disney has in their library, and it is So This Is Love from...
What number is this?
5.
Number 5. It is such like a perfect marriage of like romance and Disney that I can't think of anything else for other songs to this degree. And it's such an and it's such an atmospheric song too. I mean, just the little hum, like, it's like it's such a swaying song, much like Cinderella's dress in itself. I feel moved. I feel moved when I hear this, and it is ultimate romance song to me, because when you think of like dreaming, wishing, and then love, that comes after, that is such a perfect staple for Disney, because romance and princess movies are such a big part of Disney and the Disney brand and everything like that. So This Is Love is my number 5. Number 4, who knew that a frog singing at the middle of a swamp with a fucking banjo could drive me to tears with its message of just like perfect unity of like everybody has needs, everybody has wants, and the personal resonance that has everything with being human, with like having a soul and spirit. And I think Rainbow Connection does that awesomely. Rainbow Connection, I've had it as the outro song for Red Spotlight Entertainment for so long, and because it is the perfect song, because everybody wants that feeling, that connection to something great. And Rainbow Connection, and I think that resonates with everybody, and that's what it's saying, that it resonates with everybody, and the way that it's inflected too, is this the sweet sound that calls the young sailors? But I heard it one and the same, like they heard it, I heard it, we're all hearing it, and it's such a good unity song as well. It's more than just like your dreams, hopes, and desires. It's something more than and greater than that. And so Rainbow Connection, brilliant, brings me to tears. Jim Henson's voice when he's singing it, and you feel like it's an extension of him as well. And I think that Rainbow Connection, I mean, I know that Moreno, you're not a big Muppets fan, but like to me, like this is like, if any song I were to pick to play at my funeral, not to get dark, this will be it. It's perfect to me. Not only as a movie song, but you hear Willie Nelson's version, you hear, of course, Tori Kelly has her version, but like you have so many other versions that really get the message across, and everybody, it's so unifying that I think that this excels more than a Disney song. So yeah. Number 3. Howard Ashman, you are an angel and a saint in terms of what you do. Ariel is such a complex thing to me, because I love her and I hate her at the same time. Because like of its
For those listening out there, we have an audio commentary on The Little Mermaid, which will completely debunk whatever propaganda someone is about to say. So go listen to it, where the real people out there tell you what it's really like and everything. And fuck off.
There's a reason why this song is number 3.
But god damn, you fall in love with her with just one song. She also, it's batshit insane, she only has one fucking song in the whole musical, and girl, Jodie Benson serves it like nobody's business. I always, like this is part of Disney magic to me. Like this is where Disney magic does it at its finest. Seeing that footage of Howard Ashman working with Jodie is such, like, it's Disney magic before my very eyes. Just seeing them collaborate, like the artistry that goes behind Disney is ingrained in this song. And as soon as I heard it from my youth, when I heard this song, I was like, why am I crying to a song? It's just a song, but I'm crying to it. And this is the first time I ever cried to a song that ever moved me. And that's why I have like such a like, because I just don't get her motives, but I get her drive to wanting it with Part of Your World.
Once again, if you want to hear the real
I know
you can go on the audio commentary for The Little Mermaid, hosted by the Alexises, and we talk about that. Yeah,
but anyway, Part of Your World is such it to me it's magical. It's a magical song. And it makes me want to be part of her world, you know? I don't know. But Part of Your World, I can't help but say it. It's Disney magic. You know, what can I say? Number 2, it is the theme song for Disney. When you think of Disney, this is probably the first song that pops in your mind.
I know, Savages, I mean, that's just the perfect song that encapsulates everything. I mean, yeah.
I mean, just because you're different, that means you're evil, right?
I mean, or you can just both sides situation. You know?
Yeah, Savages. No, it's When You Wish Upon a Star. I mean, it is the ultimate thing. I mean, Cliff Edwards, when he sings this, like, it's such a, like, okay, because there are some edits of the song where it cuts out, like, the beginning instrumental part, the beginning overture, but it's when it's like including that with Cliff Edwards, like, entrancing song is, I think, one of the best examples of a Disney song ever. I mean, it is the Disney song for a reason. It's the reason why when the logo comes up, you know, in the intro for every Disney movie, this is the song you hear, you know, and it's with the reason. It's kind of what the Disney magic the vibe is all about. When you wish upon a star, you know, makes no difference who you are. You know, everybody wants to wish upon a star, and everybody wants some of that Disney magic, you know? And I think When You Wish Upon a Star does do that. Do I sound like a propagandist in terms of, like, the Great and Mighty Mouse? Sure. Why the fuck not?
I mean, have you heard this show?
That's what the whole goddamn programming is here on the Fantasy Fair. But When You Wish Upon a Star is, I think, the quintessential want song, because you know, as dreamers do, it is the perfect definition of what the Disney magic does, and that's what I think. Yeah, When You Wish Upon a Star, brilliant, gorgeous, iconic.
Real quick though, it's surprising, although maybe not in the sense, but so far with the majority of the two lists in terms of honorable mentions and also the official entries, it's mostly movies, and there's not much park music mentioned so far, except for There's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow and Yo-Ho. So interesting. Interesting. Not a bad thing. I'm just pointing that out, what I've noticed. So what's your number 1?
No. It's Walt's favorite Disney song, and it is mine. Feed the Birds, Tuppence a Bag is my favorite Disney song, because it's such a socialist savvy song that I can't help but love. It's like, and again, it's not the old fashioned idea of what that is. It's like this idea of do good on this world while you still can, because blink and you might miss it. Just be a good person, damn it. That's all it is, you know? And I think if everybody was just, you know, took a little bit of advice from this song, you know, feed the birds. It's not a literal feeding the birds. I mean, although they do literally feed the birds in the movie, it's not that. It's just showing a little bit of it's showing a little bit of kindness.
Yes, kindness.
And it is. Can I help you, Mr. Soto?
Yes, kindness. Kindness is the way. You gotta kill him with kindness.
Run fast, love hard, be kind.
This isn't Doctor Who.
I just made it. Feed the birds. I can't say it. It has a perfect message. It's Walt's favorite song. This is the Disney song, you know? And yes, it's not like, you know, the magic song, but you feel that kind of magic when Julie Andrews is singing. The great Julie Andrews. You can't go wrong with Julie Andrews telling you a bedtime story, and like this, just having like an underlying message of what it means to be human. And I think that this is like the ultimate human connection with Feed the Birds. Just be kind. Just don't be a shithead. Be a good person. That's it. You know, it's that simple, but yet people completely dismiss it entirely. So yeah, Feed the Birds, my number one Disney song.
I really do like this list. If anything, because of just how different it is from mine, and maybe even how different it'll be from Moreno's. I think it's a wonderful list of diversity here, but then also I just think the strength of the songs that you selected, I think for me especially the top 8, speak for themselves. Yeah, and so just real quick, so The Bare Necessities from The Jungle Book, number 10. Touch the Sky from Brave at number 9. Colors of the Wind from Pocahontas at number 8. Out There from The Hunchback of Notre Dame at number 7. Belle from Beauty and the Beast, number 6. So This Is Love from Cinderella at number 5. Rainbow Connection from Muppets at number 4. Part of Your World from The Little Mermaid at number 3. When You Wish Upon a Star from Pinocchio at number 2. And Feed the Birds, Tumpets a Bag, Mary Poppins at number 1.
Lesson number 1.
Moreno, any commentary on these songs?
Surprising.
What did you think?
But like once it got to the end, it made sense.
Of course, but what did you think was going to be like his favorite song? What came to mind besides Be Prepared?
I thought Lion King was going to be in there more.
Yeah.
And Higher.
Not a single song from
Moana.
Lion King in the top 10. Yeah, no Moana.
Again, it's so difficult to put this list together because there's so many goddamn good songs in the Disney song library, but it's just like these songs, I don't know, it emotionally speaks to me and the way that I feel about movies and all that stuff. So yeah. Now the pièce de résistance. We have Alexis Moreno.
By the way, just want to make sure everyone understands. This is our midway point. So get comfortable, get some snacks if you have to, put the episode on pause, and then come right back because Moreno has...
I mean, I feel like it might go a little bit fast because you guys mentioned a lot of these already.
Probably will.
Yeah, but there's like a lot that you guys didn't mention, which I am quite offended about. Not that you didn't mention the songs, but you guys didn't mention the movies. Like, not what's... Okay. I have a lot of honorable mentions. They're not in any, like, specific order, because there's just too many, and that's, like, a whole other list. So I'm just gonna name them off, and then if I have to say anything for any of these, I'll say it. But okay. So the first honorable mention is gonna be When Will My Life Begin?
Okay.
Yes. I love this song so much. And it's relatable.
And this is your honorable mentions, right?
Yes, this is my honorable mention.
Oh boy.
And then I know this is like a very controversial song, but I just don't know why I like the song a lot. But Savages. Like, I know that it has like a really I know it's a bad song, but
oh my god.
But I like what it says in the song, like not in the movie, but just like the song itself. Like, it's kind of like they're both wrong. Like, you can have differences and stuff, and like you both could be wrong, but like, you know what I mean?
I want to speak to that because I think there's a distinction, because in the film, history, putting that to the side, in the film, both sides, and yes, the song does both sides situation, but that's the narrative that it's going for, whether or not you like it or not, but that's what the narrative is.
Yeah.
But both sides are acting out of anger and hatred. In the song, or at least the intent of the song, is to show how stupid that is. Again, even the lyrics, something about we don't understand, or we're afraid, whatever it is. Kind of like the lyrics from the Mob song in Beauty and the Beast. Some similarities there. Yeah. So it's just blind hatred that's
for no reason.
The target.
At least
right.
In the song. Like, I'm completely taking this song out of like the movie history because we obviously know better. But just like within the song, like I think that what it talks about is interesting and
right. But when you put the context of historical accuracy, and then also the controversy within the Native American community about both sides in the situation when Native Americans were exterminated basically by Europeans, and where it's controversial, this song, but I understand what you're saying.
But oh man, that's a doozy.
Okay. So this is a song that I really like, and I am again offended that you guys didn't mention one song from this movie. But the song is Son of Man.
Okay. All right.
What?
Son of Man.
From Tarzan.
Oh.
With the power. Okay. Honestly, it is hard to pick songs from that movie because they're all so fucking good.
But you didn't even put one. Not even in the honorable mentions.
I know. A sin. Again, but this list is so okay. We love Disney music a lot. Like it pretty much occupies like half of our music library. So this was like no easy task, and like it broke my heart because let me look back at my list. Okay, where How Far I'll Go is where Strangers Like Me was.
Okay. No, I kind of felt the same way because like as I was making my list, I am not much of like a slow song type of person, but a lot of my top ones are slow songs. So, I mean, there's that. But yeah, Son of Man. I love every like Tarzan song, but I just kind of wrote down the ones that I think are really good. And then On My Way from Brother Bear. Another
I'm on my way.
I love this song. I think this is such a bop, but yeah.
A lot of Phil Collins love from yours.
Yeah, I love Phil Collins. Morning Reports. Specifically, Broadway version.
Okay. Broadway version. Okay.
This is another movie that I am really upset you guys didn't mention it. Go the Distance.
I'm on my way.
Which was also
It apparently did not go the distance in our lists.
yeah.
It didn't even register.
But again, I like
it's
to
a great
inform.
song. Yeah.
I like to inform everybody.
By the way,
that
I want to make a couple of things very clear.
Wait.
I didn't have as many songs on
true.
your guys' lists, so it's like Kyle. It's all Kyle.
Thanks. Throw me under the bus, why don't you? Oh, just to be clear, while we're recording, we are going the social distance. Just to let you all know. Moreno, continue.
You'll Be in My Heart.
Yeah. It's a good lullaby too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Did you know about this in the song? Phil Collins wrote this on Christmas Day
For his daughter.
on the back of wrapping paper.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Dude.
On the back of
This man. I love him. Another one which I mean it's recent, but I thought maybe this one would at least be an honorable mentions list. Show Yourself.
Okay.
This song, every time I hear it, it makes me cry. I love it. And Lost in the Woods.
Lost in the Woods. That's good.
Yeah.
I
didn't think I was gonna love this song because I did hear that it was like an 80s like rock ballad and like a lot of people weren't liking it, so I went in expecting not to like it, but oh my god, it's such a bop.
You like Duran Duran though.
Yeah, I don't know, I just didn't think I was gonna like it.
Like this should have got you excited.
I know.
I knew little to nothing other than Panic at the Disco did a cover of the song Into the Unknown. I wanted to go into this movie as cold as possible so I could be as objective to this song as movie as possible. That was one of the best surprises I've ever got from this movie. The fact that it was like an 80s power ballad. The way he used the fucking pine cone as a microphone.
There was a Queen reference. Like
the
what?
Bohemian Rhapsody imagery going on. There was just like so many different things. The cheesiness of like the music videos of the 80s is also full force.
When he like pulls his hair back and like
yeah, exactly. It's great. I like it a lot.
You Can Fly. Repeat.
Pretty much. Okay, the orchestral for the that song alone is just magic at its finest.
I love the song. Yeah. I Am Moana.
Yeah.
This song, like, it's kind of the same as like Show Yourself. Like, I would play this song all the time when this movie came out, and it would make me cry all the time.
It's so good. Like when you hear Rachel House singing to you, and just like being utmost proud of what her granddaughter has become. It's such a good. It's so, again, I love spirituality in my films, and like that's just like spiritually driven song as well. It's almost paralleled. I mean, okay, I almost put this on my list. But what's it called? The song that she sings to Fidi.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
That song. It's only like a minute or two long.
Yeah. Well, this one too. This is like really short.
The song you were talking about is "I Know Who You Are."
Yeah, and like it's such emotionally like this whole fucking Moana should have been in the $1 billion club. Pisses me off.
You got nowhere near it.
Nope.
But Zootopia did. Inside Out did.
After it won the Oscars, I wasn't able to watch Zootopia ever again.
Oh my god.
I still have that pettiness stored in me. But anyway, continue, Moreno.
Let's Go Fly a Kite.
Yes.
Love this
That's a
song.
good one.
Eye to Eye.
Okay. Eye to Eye. Eye to Eye. Uh-huh.
Why Should I Worry?
Why should? Yeah. Honestly, whoever's bright idea was it to have Billy Joel be in your Oliver Twist film is wait a minute. I know whose idea was it to bring Billy Joel in. His name was Michael Eisner. You're welcome, everyone.
Under the Sea.
Okay.
This one I really like. This one, I would listen to the song on my way home, like walking home after school, like almost every day, because I had like a playlist and I couldn't put it on shuffle for some reason, and so I would play it all the time. But Prince Ali, and I think oh, just kidding. There's one more, but yeah.
Specifically the Will Smith version.
No.
I'm kidding.
Just Around the River Bend.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a good one as well. Okay, Pocahontas, like, yes, say what you will about the movie, but the music.
It's so good.
Unbelievable.
Zero to Hero.
Okay.
One Jump Ahead.
Okay, one jump ahead. I'm typing it out. I'm pretty sure Alexis is writing this down. Okay, Zero to Hero. One Jump Ahead. Okay, that's a good one as well.
Gaston.
Okay.
I was surprised this one wasn't on Kyle's list.
I know.
Like,
God, she just told me to see you, Gaston. Yeah. Again, it is very difficult. If I could have everything as my list.
the reason why we think these songs would be on the list, Kyle, is because it's among a frequent playlist of. Come on, when you just burst into song, this would be one of the songs that you do.
Yeah.
And you'd think that would be among your favorites because of how often you would break into song.
Like when I was thinking of what other song it was going to be, it was between this one and Poor Unfortunate Souls. Definitely did not think Hellfire was going to be it.
The way I went about my list was like I was.
Okay, enough with you. Back to Moreno. Honorable mentions.
Okay, I guess.
Kiss the Girl.
Ooh, okay.
Out There.
Only as an honorable mention, okay.
Yes. Whistle While You Work.
Gonna whistle while you work.
I think it's a great song.
Yeah.
A Dream Is a Wish Your Heart Makes.
Dream, okay.
Friend Like Me.
Okay.
Following the Leader.
I love that song.
God Help the Outcasts, which I love this song. I think it's a great song. It's so like, I don't know, I just love it.
It's such a it's such a song that like resonates today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because everybody wants greed and everything like that, money, wealth, fame, Instagram fame, whatever. But like all she wants is just like for people to have justice, to have justice in the world.
Mm-hmm. It's a great song.
Also, it's so weird, like Disney delving into like religion, like, nose first with this movie.
This one, to be honest, I've never finished this movie. I've started this movie, but it's probably the only one that I'm like, eh. Everybody Wants to Be a Cat.
Eh. Okay.
I think this song is great. Topsy Turvy.
Topsy Turvy.
Mother Knows Best.
Okay. Topsy Turvy. And then Mother Knows Best. Okay.
And then the last honorable mention is All in the Golden Afternoon.
All in the Golden Afternoon from Alice in Wonderland.
Yes.
Okay. Just so we're clear with everybody, Moreno's honorable mentions are...
Oh God, don't repeat them. Go, Moreno. Number 10.
Okay. Well, it's actually number 20, because I thought we were doing 20.
Oh, shit.
Touch the Sky.
As your number 20?
Yes.
Okay. Touch on that a little bit. Why do you like it?
I think it's a great song. I love this song. This is... If I had to, like, make a list, like, a playlist of, like, songs that I, like, would do, like, long drives and stuff, or, like, whenever I go to, like, visit you guys and stuff, these are the songs that I have on my playlist.
Oh, the top 20?
Yes.
Okay.
Then, yeah, I just think this song is great. And, yeah.
Touch the Sky. Yeah,
Okay, so...
I agree.
Number 19, also another movie you guys did not mention. El Latido de Mi Corazón from Coco. I mean, the song just makes me cry every time. The ending of that movie, I think, is great, and the song is such a bop, too.
Yeah. Coco. Or as Peter likes to say, Coco.
Coco. Number 18, Belle.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like Kyle said, great song. I actually prefer this opening rather than The Lion King. Like, in the movie, at least. But yeah. Number 17 is Stand Out from a Goofy movie. A Goofy movie is, like, one of my favorite movies.
Wait, number 18 is Belle?
No, 18 is Belle, yes.
Okay.
And yeah, when I was little, I would wish that Max Goof would sing in front of an audience for me. This song is great.
Like stupid elaborate with like the Jumbotron and everything like that. Just like Powerline.
Number 16, When We're Human. From Princess and the Frog. This song, I think maybe not out of all of them, but maybe like one of like the few that I play like all the time. Like if I'm like, I don't know, if I want to play music or something, like even if it's like not Disney music, like this one would be on there.
It's just like a big band, jazzy, good time.
Yeah. 15 is Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I'm just gonna type it out as Super Cali.
That's how I wrote it down.
Super Cali.
Way. Do you guys?
Dude.
Okay. I'm gonna date ourselves a little bit.
Don't.
Do you remember Disney Mania? Remember when Orlando Brown did a rap version of Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious?
No.
It is shit. Go listen to it. It's horrible.
Number 14 is Strangers Like Me.
Yes. I think, yeah. Just, yeah. Honestly, like, I don't know. Like, this brings me back to the movie Surfer days. Do you guys remember the movie Surfers?
No.
Okay, so Disney Channel would take you behind the scenes of like the latest Disney movie, and it was called The Movie Surfers. You're gonna catch the wave, you know? So they interviewed and went behind the scenes of what Phil Collins was up to, and like they filmed him doing this song all in one take, and it was such like a unique thing. I don't know. Reminded me of that.
Yeah, I love this song. Tarzan is one of my favorite movies. Yeah. Number 13, In a World of My Own, from Alice in Wonderland.
Okay.
No need to explain.
Nope, no need to explain at all. But it's such a good song in itself. Like, take Alice out of the equation. It's such a good song. And like that added level of like In My Own Wonderland bit at the sting at the end is just like a unique way to like tie it all together. It's a good song. Why do you like it? Why do you like it other than the obvious that it's Alice in Wonderland?
I don't know. I just think this is like, it speaks to me. I feel like if I had to describe myself in a song, like this would be it.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. Number 12 is Once Upon a Dream from Sleeping Beauty. And I will put both versions, the original one and the Lana Del Rey one. Dude,
that's like probably the best thing that came out of
Maleficent. When
that
song came out, I would play it all the time. It's so good. But
it's so fucking emo.
Yeah.
But it's delicious as well.
Yeah. This is my favorite song, or like Disney song growing up. When I was little, Sleeping Beauty was my favorite princess. And then I got the Sleeping Beauty dress like made for me for Halloween one year. And I would watch this movie a lot. And I would play it, and I would ask my mom if I could put that dress on, and then I would make David dance with me. But yeah, I love this song. Number 11. I'm kind of surprised it's not higher, but it's fine. When Can I See You Again?
When can I see you again? Okay.
I mean,
okay.
That is a surprise.
Okay, is it because of Wreck-It Ralph, or is it because of
Paint the Night?
Paint the Night,
yeah.
Okay.
Also, I mean, I guess you could kind of say that it is because of Wreck-It Ralph, only because it's like Owl City, but like Owl City does the same one. But yeah, like when I found out that Owl City was doing a song, dude, like my teenage self was mind blown. And then the fact that he got to do a parade, I can't deal.
Were you dreaming of a million fireflies?
Yeah. So top 10. Getting into my top 10. Number 10 is Painting the Roses Red.
Interesting.
This is my favorite Alice in Wonderland song. I just think it's so funny. Like, they're painting the roses red because they planted them white on accident, and if they don't paint them red, they're gonna die.
It's so like morbid as well.
And this is like one of my favorite scenes from Alice in Wonderland, so I love the song. Number 9 is Part of Your World.
Wait, this low?
I don't think that's pretty low. It's top 10.
I know, but
it's top 10, Kyle. Get over it.
Okay. Part of Your World, number 9.
Yeah, I mean, I love this song. It's a great song. I feel like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why number 9 and not number 3, 2, 1?
Because I like other ones better.
Good point. Continue.
Number 9. Number 8. Almost There. From Princess and the Frog.
Wow.
Yeah, I love the Princess and the Frog soundtrack, and I don't know, I just think it's great. I love it so much. Number 7, which I am surprised it wasn't on Kyle's list, but okay. I'll Make a Man Out of You.
Oh yes, this one. Yeah, this be another one of those songs where Kyle would continuously be like, "Let's get down." Yeah.
To the feet.
Okay.
It's such a bop. I mean,
everybody could sing along with it.
Yes. I remember I went to a Disney trivia night one time, and this was the first song that they played. The whole bar was singing. It was great. So this is like the part of the list where it just slows down a lot. So that's why I'm like,
what do you mean slows down?
Yeah, like they're all slow songs.
You mean ballads?
Yeah, which is weird because that's like not me.
You make it sound like you're a radio DJ, like saying, "Hey, now it's time to slow it up a little bit."
It kind of is, to be honest. Okay, so number 6, Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
Which version or both versions? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't really matter, I feel.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're
Elton
both
John?
great. No, I like the one from the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I love this song. I think it's so funny that Elton John was so mad
that they fucked it up.
Yeah. I think it's the best song, but that's just me. Number 5 is I See the Lights from Tangled. Yes.
Okay. It is. It's great.
Yes. Number 4, this is like, I mean, obviously it's one of my favorite songs, but I like truly, truly love this song. Oh, also, I forgot to say during A Dream Is a Wish Your Heart Makes, I think I've said this before, but Cinderella was never like one of my favorite movies. But the soundtrack is so good. And then the reason I put A Dream Is a Wish Your Heart Makes is because of that story of the voice actress for Cinderella. Before she passed away, she got Alzheimer's, and the only thing that she could remember was this song.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that would be me. That would be something I would do. But yeah, I just think that that's so cool that like, I don't know, maybe it was something, or just that it meant that much to her that like out of everything, that was the only thing she could remember. I think that's like,
yeah,
sweet. But yeah, so number 4 is So This Is Love. I love this song. Number 3 is I Won't Say I'm in Love.
That's a shocker.
This has like always been one of my favorite songs. So I just thought it was weird that you guys didn't put it in there.
Susan Egan.
Susan Egan is bae. I love her. Oh my god.
The way she sings it was such like, this is like the sassy Disney princess song, kinda. She like, no chance, no way, like, you know, it's like, it's such like it's a diss track before diss tracks were a thing kind of thing. And honestly, it's so good how like she's like constantly in denial of this feeling versus like it's such a stark contrast with number 4, So This Is Love, where you're overtly saying, hey, I'm in love with this person, you know, let's marry, you know, kind of thing, versus like this, no way, I'm not in love, like constantly being in denial of what you're feeling. It's such like a perfect like hyperbole with the traditional Disney song.
Yeah,
you know?
I love this song because it's so like, I also think it's kind of sad just because you know, she was badly hurt with whoever she was with previously. And so it's like her saying like, no, like I can't do this type of thing. Like I can't fall in love with anybody else because I've been hurt so badly. And it's her at the end finally being like, okay, like maybe it won't be so bad, you know, like kind of giving it a chance. So I like that. I could relate to that, I guess.
The last line of that song is chilling as well. At least out loud, I won't say I'm in love. Mm-hmm. You know, it's kind of like you don't want to jinx it kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yet, like you,
sad.
but yet you like the feeling anyway.
Yeah.
You know, it's such a complex song when you think about it. Other than just being a catchy bop, you know.
Which it is too. Number 2 is Colors of the Wind. For all of the reasons that you guys have said already. I love this song. It's a great song. It's a bop. The things that it talks about is extremely relatable now, then, and probably forever. Hopefully not forever, but I mean, at the rate we're going. But yeah, it's a great song. That's why I kind of get mad when people talk bad about Pocahontas, because this song, I think.
Because you're like, but Colors of the
Wind.
I mean, despite everything, like, okay, the way that Disney made Circle of Life, the promo for Lion King, they did that with Colors of the Wind, and honestly, with good reason. This is probably the best scene they have in the movie. But yeah, Colors of the Wind, gorgeous.
Yeah. And then number 1, I've said it before. I don't know. You guys probably don't remember, and then you guys are probably gonna be shocked. But it's I Want to Be Like You from The Jungle Book.
Yeah, you said it before.
Okay. Why this song in particular?
I just think it's really catchy. I love, like, the sound this song goes for. I love that it sounds like old. Like, I don't know how to, like, it sounds like a classic song. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It kind of, it's like, I mean, obviously they're kind of going for the same thing, but, When We're Human, like, I love that song so much. And then this one is kind of like the original one. And I don't know,
big and brassy.
Yeah, and then it also,
big band.
It also, reminds me of the Disneyland Forever fireworks too. I remember that show was the first time I sat in front of the castle to watch the fireworks, and like bawling my eyes out. And then this song, like, I love it.
I want to be. I mean, it does help that you have jazz legend Louis Prima singing it as well. Oh my god! It's such.
Oh my god!
What happened?
I just had a massive brain fart.
Louis?
No, not that.
Oh.
The song that you're talking about. You're talking about "I Want to Be Like You" from The Jungle Book.
Yes.
Okay.
You were thinking of a different song?
I could have sworn I heard her say that her song was "I Just Can't Wait to Be King" from The Lion King. I seriously thought you said that. And that means we've been recording for too long, because holy shit.
But that would mean that When Will My Life Begin would also be number 1. Because it sounds the same.
I'm sorry, guys. I just completely spaced out.
It's okay. It happens to the best of us.
Holy shit.
I Want to Be Like You. Also, it's like kind of on the nose. The character's name is King Louis as well, and you hire Louis Prima to do it. Anyway. Yeah. Also, the Christopher Walken version too.
Oh my god. I was kind of happy that they, like, sang it, because I didn't think that was going to happen. But no. The original one.
But the main thing that sold me on The Jungle Book is the possibility, not even that assurance that it's going to happen, but the possibility that we might hear Christopher Walken sing that song. Yeah, I want to be like you. That's a good choice. Bold. I don't think anybody else would have it on there. It's very you.
Yeah.
It's very you. Very. I think it speaks a lot to like how I feel about these movies, these songs, and everything like that based on where everything is on the list. Not just where, but like just it being in the list all in all. And I think that's where this list got fun, because it's like what speaks to you as a good list should, like whatever list is like personally catered to anybody. So yeah, any final thoughts, Alexis's? Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. You could check us out everywhere you listen to podcasts. Also check out what's going on at Red Spot Entertainment, To the Table, and who the fuck knows when Bond and Beyond is returning. So
in November.
I mean,
fucking
maybe
sucks. Fucking shit. Anyway.
Maybe November.
Okay,
but you know.
I'm pissed. I don't want to be pissed. Anyway, as always, stay indoors, and more importantly, stay magical, everyone.